Hello again, everyone. We are back at it. So we are going to be doing a little bit of programming going forward. For those of you that know other languages such as Python, Java, C++, maybe even Fortran, Pascal, little assembly, you can skip this part because you're going to probably want to use the language that you're comfortable and familiar with. For those of you that are new to programming or have never done it before, we're going to be using this tool created by MIT called Scratch. And it's kind of a plug and play type of programming. So you don't have to know like a lot of syntax. You just have to know how to put puzzle pieces together and then kind of what you want to do with it. Okay, so I'm going to just walk you through some basic stuff here. So the first thing you want to do after you've gone to scratch.mit.edu is to set up an account. And we're going to go ahead, you should be at a screen that looks something like this. And I'm going to go ahead and hit create. And it's going to say creating project, loading all this stuff. And then I'm going to get this particular screen right here. In the upper right hand corner, sorry, I've been a little congested today, everybody. In the upper right hand corner, I have this Scratch cat, which is also called a Sprite. You can kind of see this down here. It says Sprite, Sprite number 1. Okay, there's a place for tutorials up here that you can take a look at, and I encourage you to do that. On the very left-hand side, there's a whole bunch of different things we're going to be able to do, and these are kind of the categories, so motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, so on and so forth. And we'll look at a few of them today. Some of these, like particularly motion and looks and all that, are things that the Sprite is going to do. While that's interesting, what we really want to do is we also want to be able to do some things with some data. Okay, so we're going to take a look at how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do, is we want something to happen when we begin. So in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the little green flag, which basically means go, the little red stop sign, which means stop. And so what we want is when we hit this, we want something to happen. So I'm going to come over here to control. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's events, not control. And we go to this very top one says when the flag is clicked. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in my workspace right here. And so at the moment, if I just click my flag, nothing happens because I haven't told it to do anything. It just says when flag is clicked. What I'm going to want to do is I want to get some information here. I want to work with data and variables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to variables, and I'm going to make a variable. So I'm going to call this var1. You can call it whatever you want. Variable 1. I'm going to leave for all sprites. At the moment, we only have one, so that's totally fine. And go to hit OK. And you'll see in the upper left-hand corner of this box now, there's this var1, and you can see a default is set to 0. Now, when I click the flag, nothing's going to happen yet because I haven't told it to. So I need to get some data. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go to sensing. And I want to ask a question. So you'll notice fifth one down, there's this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over here and kind of just like a puzzle piece, connect those two together. And I don't really care about name, but I am interested in what is the value of var1. And then it's going to wait. So I want it to do something with that. So it's going to ask me the question. It's going to give me a place to answer. And so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to come back over to variables. And I'm going to say set. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm going to say set var1. And I'm going to come back over to, I believe it's sensing. And I have answer. I'm going to grab answer and I'm going to put this in here. So far what I have is when the green flag is clicked, it's going to ask me this question and wait for an answer, and then it's going to set my variable to whatever my answer is. So let's just check that really quick. So I'm going to hit green flag. Oh yeah, there he is. What is the value of R1? So I have two favorite numbers. One is 13 because I was born on Friday the 13th. The other one's 42 because I'm a fan of Douglas Adams. So I'm going to say 55 because I'm going to add them together. 55, I hit enter, and then notice my little box up here now is 55. So it's taken my 55 and now changed var1. That's it. That's all that's happened at the moment. So there's different things we can do now. One of the things we can do is we can make the sprite do stuff. So one thing is we could go over to control. And I'm going to say let's repeat. And I'm going to go to motion. And I'm going to say move 10 steps. Okay. And when I go ahead and do this, I'll plug in a number, 50, and then there he goes. He moves. Okay. I could also say move, and then I want to come over here to operators, and I want to say, I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to say move 2 times, and I want to grab my variable, var1. So now I can do this again. I can hit click, and let's do 25. And he's moved all the way over there now because it did 50 times again. Okay. So there's lots of different things we can do with this. We can do calculations. We can have it return other values. We can add different variables in here. We can do more than one thing. We can have more than one sprite. You can change the looks of the sprites. There's lots of different things you can do. But we'll do some basic stuff to begin with. And this is what we're doing, is we're just kind of plugging pieces together. And I would encourage you to look through all the things that we have choices here. And like I said, check the tutorials, and operators will probably end up using a fair amount. Assigning variables. We don't have a block right now, but this could be something where we repeat things if we have a block of things we want to do over and over again. Anyway, that is an intro into Scratch. Let me just make sure for my own notes. Yeah, that's everything I wanted to take a look at. So try it out, see what you think, and you'll get a chance to play with it going forward.